Guys, beer, sports. Join Sean and Brad as they talk about sports and share a beer. From the east coast of Canada to the west coast of the United States. Over to you, boys.
Yo, everybody. Hey, what's up, guys? Beer Sports back again. Sean and Brad coming to you, episode 6, maybe 7, 9. I don't know. We're in season 2.
6, yeah.
Season 2. 6 feels right. Anyway, we are happy to be here today. Sean, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever, wherever you are. How are you?
Yeah, it's good afternoon in the East Coast. I'm good, man.
Yeah.
I'm good. Hey, follow up. John Montague was the 4th Earl of Sandwich who wanted a sandwich. There you go. Hot dog
okay.
is not a sandwich.
If we're going to do follow-ups, here's a follow-up. Is it ever appropriate to put ketchup on a hot dog?
Absolutely.
False.
At all times.
Absolutely false.
What are you talking about?
The good spicy deli mustard, good brown mustard, something like that. Maybe some onions, a little cheese. No ketchup. Anyway, here we are. If you guys are lost, Sean and I had a conversation yesterday. A quick little breaking in segment we like to do. You can find it on all of our platforms, discussing whether or not hot dogs are a sandwich or not. So go check that out and weigh in. Let us know how it is. Today though is maybe my favorite topic. Well, at least of this season, it'll be fun. We've got our friend Reed. Reed's a good friend of the show. And he's going to be here, and we are going to talk about the best, or maybe the best isn't the right word. It'll be our favorite NFL player from each team, and so it'll be
of all time,
not current, not whatever. I think we'll include the Houston Oilers in there too. So stay tuned for that. I'd like to give a shout to our friends, maybe hopefully they're our fans too, at Flyers Brewery. Always keeping us fresh, good food, good drink. Man, I can't get off that porter. Tony just kills it with that porter. So thanks to those folks. I was in there this week, man. It's good to see like the parking lot's just full. I drive by, there's always cars there. Just, we're kind of, as we're coming out of this whole pandemic thing, it's nice to see our friends rebound in there. So thanks to Tony and those friends. We're a little bit early in the morning here on the West Coast. So today I'm bringing some coffee. I want to give a shout out to my friend Christine. She's got this brewery, this sunshine thing going on. It's this cold brew she delivers to your house. I'm telling you what, like, she doesn't even know I'm doing this, so hopefully she's not offended. But man, you put this little bit of coffee in this thing, a little bit of chocolate milk and some ice. Woo! Man, one thing, it gets me amped up for sure. Like I'm on one today. We're listening to a little bit of DMX before we came on live. I got some cold brew. Let's get it in. So anyway, shout out to our friends. We appreciate you guys. Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. I just want to give a shout out there to Old Biddies. So stop by. I spoke to Chris. Chris gave me this Engine 41 Cherrywood smoked porter. It is going to be the beer of the week coming up this week, starting on Monday. $5 off growlers. Hey, stop in there. They are in Lower Sackville. We're talking about, let me have a quick look here. I just go over there. I don't know addresses. 111 Cobequid Road, units 1 through 3 at Lower Sackville. Stop
John's
in.
a man of the people, everybody. He just goes where he goes. He doesn't don't ask him for directions. He just
that's where the wind takes me. But in the background, two welcome additions.
Oh, is that Arnold up there?
It's Arnold up there.
Yeah, I won't say a bad word about Arnold. He's a hero of mine. I love Arnold.
So we're waiting for Reed. I mean, he is famous for being, how should we say it, fashionably late?
Tardy.
But he will be joining us. So everybody, looking forward to giving this here and looking forward to hearing your feedback on this. I don't even know why I stopped, because you're talking about murderous cats.
No, they're serial killers.
They're not serial.
They are.
They're not.
How many things has your cat killed? More than 3?
Yeah, but
yep.
Okay, so Miss Kit was the worst of them all.
Yeah, listen.
She killed a seagull.
Just be comfortable that you live with serial killers. That's all you need to be. Like, that's all I'm saying. It's fine.
I can't. No, that
But
meow.
it's
It's so
establishing dominance.
that meow is so cute. It's like
Yeah. You know who else was cute? Ted Bundy. What everyone says. Oh, he was such a nice looking man. He was so charming. And then see ya.
My cat is not Ted Bundy. Is that what you're saying? You should be naming cats as after serial
I'm
killers?
just saying I would only accept it if you did a cat. If I ever had a cat, which I won't. But if I
Hey,
did,
Zodiac.
I would name
Zodiac.
it. I wouldn't be that dark. I would just name it Ted.
Here we
It should
go.
be a kid's soccer game.
That's kids soccer game time.
Stupid.
All right, everybody. We got Reed Homer just joined us. Rolled out of bed at the crack of noon.
Yep.
Well, crack of noon my time.
I've been up. I'm just really hungover. I went to the grocery store and everything. Cooked breakfast. Fuck you, Sean.
That's how I know you're not really hungover because you
Yeah.
said you cooked breakfast.
Yeah.
When I saw the hash brown, I thought it was 100% from McDonald's. So
Nope.
you're not, you could have done better. I'm disappointed in your hangover, Reed. I feel like you didn't quite.
Well, yeah, I half-assed it. I still
The
feel
all-in
it.
hangover is when you have to go get fast food because you can't make your own hangover food.
That's when you DoorDash McDonald's to your house.
Exactly.
DoorDash McDonald's.
Yes, that's the new hangover cure is the DoorDash, right? Like if you had a DoorDash, a McGriddle, and a hash brown just to get out of bed.
That's bad.
Listen, $35 is not allowed to spend on McDonald's when you're hungover. Okay, that's the thing.
No, you will ball out when you're hungover and you need some junk in your stomach.
Oh,
Yeah, they're like, we'd like to pay $9 for this delivery fee. You're like, damn right I would.
Sure.
And I tip for this
Like
$5.
$9?
Yeah.
I'll pay $25 if he comes in and puts it in my mouth for me. Just like
Special
whatever.
instructions, doors unlocked. I am covered.
Yeah.
boom, not anymore.
All right. Now we're in it. Now I'm in a good mood. He's with more. So anyway.
Damn it.
He's like, are you writing down the names? I gotta do some research. I was like, I'm not writing down the names. I'm not doing any research. Like, this is a real conversation like you would just have in a bar, not
A bar conversation.
whatever,
There you
right?
go.
Whatever.
This is a bar top 10.
All right. So who wants to go first? And then we're gonna go in order of teams alphabetically. Okay. So who wants to
Yeah,
go
let's
first?
do that. So pull that up, and then you can go first since you're dressed so formal for the occasion. You should be the minister.
Yeah, Sean, what the hell? Is it church day? Are you going to temple?
No, I knew you were coming, man.
Did you steal my converting to Judaism idea?
Yes. Clearly, you did. Look at him.
Yeah, he's going to the synagogue on me like this.
Brush
Yeah, just wait
this
there.
morning.
Feels better.
No undershirt. I don't know what else you want to say.
What the hell's going on?
All right.
That's a very while Sean pulls the list up because I know he doesn't have a list up yet.
I got a list up. What do you...
He's like,
Let me
Brad,
find the
he's,
list while we're here, right?
he's looking at a DoorDash menu right now from McDonald's. That's what's happening.
All right.
What's your opinion? I know what Sean's is now because I've seen it. But Reed, in a professional setting, when you're wearing a dress shirt like Sean is, you go t-shirt or no t-shirt?
T-shirt.
No
Got it.
t-shirt.
Yeah. Well,
No, you should actually wear a t-shirt. You're absolutely correct to catch that sweat. Yeah.
So the problem, like,
seeing a man's nipples or his chest hair through his shirt is not where anyone should live at.
right. And I will say this though, there's been times when I've seen, buddies I work with or whatever, even in the Navy, where their shirts worse than bare skin would be.
Yep.
Go to the bathroom and take that shit off.
Yep.
Got it. It's underwear, keep it clean.
Got it.
All right.
I watched Reed drink 3 different things this morning. So
I know.
Yeah, so that's just
Coffee
we're just
OJ.
5 minutes in.
Yeah.
I'm with it. All right.
All right. Without further ado, so Arizona Cardinals. Who am I
Larry
going
Fitzgerald.
with? Thank you, Reed. That's exactly what I was going with. Was Larry Fitzgerald? Who else can you go with? Who else?
Kurt Warner.
No. What do you think, Brad?
I mean, it's Larry. I mean,
Yeah.
Larry's Mr. Arizona, right? I mean, or Mr. Cardinal. I think. Yeah, it'd be hard to get anywhere else. I think. Yeah. There's no one else to go with. I think. Kurt Warner might even he might be in play for the Rams too, but he's not. He's not going to jump over Larry Legend.
No.
Nope.
No offense to Mr. Bird, but
Yeah.
that's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
No
I think
brainer.
so. I mean, yeah, you can't even. Yeah, it's Larry Fitzgerald all day.
He was dominant. He was classy. Fucking no scandals. Like there's like, what did he do anything wrong? Tax evasion, something.
Yeah, he's
Well,
got
besides playing for Arizona, he did nothing wrong.
Crystal.
Yeah.
But even that, he just committed to that team. And I mean, they won games. It's not like they've been a doormat his entire career.
No,
Yeah, for sure.
They just didn't win the game, right? Like that's
Yeah.
more Bidwell's fault than it is Larry's fault. Larry's
Yeah.
done nothing but be historic,
No, you're absolutely correct, and he's going to go to the Hall of Fame. Like, there's not
Yeah.
even a question about
They,
that.
they already have his spot reserved. That's easy.
Yeah, he
He's
just
first ballot guy.
he just has to retire. Has he retired yet?
No, he was playing last season.
Someone
Yeah,
outed
That's what I
him. Branson Buckner is like the D-line coach for them, and he outed Larry. Was like, "Oh man, last game with my brother," like after the thing or whatever.
Oh,
I was
my
like,
God.
Did he just give away Larry's plan? Larry might go one more, right? Now that Arizona's clearly gearing up for a run.
Yeah, why not?
They're making like Larry could run. He's a man. You want Larry as a third or fourth receiver, big play in the fourth quarter. You need to drive. Like Larry's your guy.
Yep.
He's still
How do you
catching every
feel?
ball that comes his way.
how do you feel
Reliable.
about that as a Seahawks fan?
I hate it.
Arizona looks.
I hate
Yeah,
that's
fair.
how good he is. That's how wholesome he is.
NFC West might be the best division in football this
Yeah.
year. Might be. We'll see.
No.
What is?
Oh, the
No,
AFC
the
East.
AFC East.
Oh, come on, Sean. Jesus.
Okay.
I can't
With
wait till
that-
you spill that stout all over that nice shirt, you idiot. What are you talking about the AFC East? Fucking Darnold's off the Jets. They've gotten significantly worse because of that move. We're not going to talk about this, right? That's
You
that's
know-
We have
nonsense.
more, we have more to come on those
Yeah.
folks. Let's go
Yeah.
next. Let's go.
All right, Reed, you're up next. Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh.
Deion
Ooh.
Sanders.
Yeah, it's prime time.
Solid pick. Nothing
Just
wrong.
being a kid watching that dude, like the terrifying, hold your breath, edge of your seat every time that guy was back to retrieve a punt or a kickoff or something like that. Like,
Chris, every time, man, I remember watching. It was the first time I realized that dudes didn't play max speed all the time, because you would watch Deion just bait quarterbacks into throwing that pass. He'd
Yeah.
be a step or two back, and that ball would go in the air, and all of a sudden, Deion's in front of that receiver. He had made up 2 yards on the dude that was running full speed, and then it was always a show when he went the other way.
yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of Claude Humphrey for Atlanta?
I don't even know what that is.
I-
It sounds like you were doing some Google work. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's really hard to look at like anyone else.
Then Deion? Yeah.
Than Deion.
I have
You know,
to
like,
agree.
it's-
It's hard.
Yeah.
I didn't have to scratch the surface of that when I was just like,
Yeah.
Atlanta Falcons, Deion Sanders.
That's kind of what it is. It's like when you hear the name of the team, who's the first guy that comes to your brain? That's what it is. It's not making arguments for who's the better whatever, right? Like it's like when you hear this name of this team,
True enough.
who's the first
Number-
guy that you associate with that squad?
And number
like
two behind Deion Sanders is Tony Gonzalez. So
Oh my gosh. You know what? That's a great name. Yeah.
Claude Humphreys is not in my
Yep.
top three, at this point.
Yeah.
Jamal
Yeah.
Anderson for me. For is
Yeah.
that his name? Well, wasn't that the running back that did the dirty bird?
Oh my gosh. Dirty Bird. Oh, who
Jamal
what is
Anderson?
it?
Right?
Dude, you're taking us back to a time when I was like watching football in my 1980s shorts there. Jeez.
Oh, so last week.
yeah, Jamal Anderson.
So last
No,
week.
was Jamal
Yeah, it's interesting though is that Julio Jones, who maybe is one of the best receivers to play the game, doesn't crack the top 3.
Nope. He's I think he's probably number 5, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Which is, the Falcons are spoiled in that regard.
No.
And I'd put Brett Favre ahead of him.
As a Falcon?
Brett Favre is a Falcon?
Interesting.
That was like he was. That's like he never even played a game. He was just drafted.
He drove
by
his Corvette onto the practice field.
Imagine being around in that time with the Jerry Glanville days of the Atlanta Falcons. That shit was wild, bro.
It was insane. It was a goddamn circus.
No rules.
No
MC
rules.
Hammer's prowling around.
Yeah.
Jerry Glanville was. Yeah, he was a character for sure, man. Holy jeez.
Jerry Glanville does not make it in 2020.
He was canceled in 2010. You know.
Jerry Glanville's ahead of his time, being canceled before canceling school.
All right, Brad, you're up. Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, it's Ray
What a
Lewis.
plethora.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh, is it though? That feels
Yeah.
so-
You got Jim Brown. You got Ray Lewis.
Jeez.
It's a coin toss.
Well,
Might
no.
be
We're
though.
just Baltimore. I'm keeping separate from Cleveland. Baltimore's got their own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cleveland's gonna hold their own. So Baltimore, they have
It's-
enough.
For me, it's Ed Reed or it's Ray Lewis.
Yeah. Yeah, Ed Reed is, you can't ignore him either.
Yeah. What about
I don't
Ogden? Jay Ogden?
No,
No.
he's not. He's not in the conversation. It's a split between Reed and Lewis. Right? Man, it's got to be Ray Lewis, right? He's
It
just
does.
he was the mouthpiece of that franchise for so long. It's just got to be that guy, even with his,
Killing
I think
people.
his greatest talent was exactly getting away with murder. I think that was his greatest talent. But
Well, I mean, a lot of guys have done that. I mean, you can say, O.J. Simpson's maybe the best Buffalo Bill if we're going to be. That's the category we're going to go.
wow.
I think he might be the best Buffalo Bill, anyways.
You might be.
So I got the next pick. It is the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, what a coincidence!
Yeah.
Sean had to learn alphabetical order and
I
then
know.
mathematics to figure out where you'd be picking the Buffalo Bills.
Right there.
It's amazing that you pulled this off. I can't imagine that you just like sneakily went in there.
I didn't. I said somebody else. Like it could have worked out any way here, Reed. It could have worked out any way. It just so happened that it worked out this way. And
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
rightfully
for the
so.
Buffalo Bills, it's Bruce Smith.
Hey, that was my pick. That was my pick. What are you doing?
I thought you were going to take. I swore you would have picked Jim Kelly.
No, man, Bruce Smith. Come
This
on,
is
man.
where the
All-time
conversation
sack
went
leader.
sideways yesterday, Reed, when we were talking about doing this, because he was like, well, I don't know who. I go, the answer is Bruce Smith all day long.
Yeah.
Bruce Smith pulling his helmet off, steam coming off his head after sacking a Washington Redskins quarterback. Like, that's the guy, right? There's
I
no-
thought I would have bet $1 million. Sean would have picked Kelly.
he would have.
I was close, but then I had to think.
He hadn't
because
even
Bruce Smith is
considered Bruce
difficult.
Smith until I said it. And then he was like, oh, yeah, Bruce Smith.
Oh,
That's it.
get out of here! Brad. What in the
It's like
world?
Jim Kelly or Andre Reed or Thurman Thomas. I'm like, no.
Listen, you hot dog sandwich eating guy, you just stop that. You whatever. Can't believe that. Yeah, Bruce Smith all day.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, how can you not? The guy got
Moving
over
on.
200 sacks in a career.
I know.
Well, 50 of them came for the Redskins, but let's go.
Whatever.
All
This
right.
isn't about accolades. This is about who you think about when you think about.
All right. Reed, you're
Yes.
up with Carolina.
Well, I'm going to sound like a New England hard-on for saying this, but it's Cam Newton.
What?
If you have a
Interesting.
I know Julius Peppers,
Yeah, it's Julius Peppers for me.
but Cam Newton. When you look at the position of a quarterback, and you got a guy that's fucking 6'5", 250, 260 pounds like that can move like that electrifying, that dynamite, the Super
But
Bowl
Steve-
heartbreak. Yeah, I gotta go Cam Newton on that one.
What about Steve Smith?
What about Steve Smith?
What about
I liked him better in Baltimore.
Wow. Okay. Julius Peppers, I heard that
Julius
one too.
Peppers is-
that's
yeah, that's
for me? It's
solid.
Julius.
That would any.
You know what? It's for all the reasons you said for Cam Newton. Yeah, I feel apply to Julius Peppers.
Yeah, they also apply. Yeah.
Right? It's a freak athlete, just 6'6", 270. Not really the traditional size you would see, but is so explosive, so creative. Just a guy that just put it together. He played for like 18 years.
I know.
Mm.
That's absurd.
As a defensive end, right? And was still productive in that last year. Like that's man, he was.
But again, what I like, I don't want to do this purely based off like merit of the individuals. Like there's something with Riverboat were on over there, and then friggin' Cam Newton then dabbed. Like, he had white kids dabbing across America. You know what I mean? Like,
you're not wrong.
it was absurd. Like, he was, he just changed the position.
Well, he was,
I think,
was a cult of personality for that position. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he really opened the floodgates for, like, and I know you're probably gonna freak out about this. I think he really opened the floodgates for dynamic, in-your-face black quarterbacks in the NFL.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think there was a guy that really did it like he did it to that level, to where
I remember watching
now it's like, now after Cam Newton, it's like no one else can do it. Like, who cares? It's already been done. Like, it's old hand.
So Cam Newton, follow me here. Cam Newton is to the quarterback position what Deion Sanders was to the cornerback position.
Yeah,
Hey, yeah. That's
And
a,
he's
that's
still
a good comparison.
I was just watching Cam Newton with Steve Harvey. He's got some show, Sip and Drink or whatever, where he smokes cigars and drinks scotch. Like, I'm like, Cam, what the fuck, man? Let me do the scotch drinking and cigar smoking. I mean, he's a guy that dresses like.
Well, if you want to wear a straw hat with a woman's scarf tied around it,
exactly, yeah. He's dressed like a scarecrow, Raggedy Ann, Raggedy
or
Andy
Dolomite,
thing.
or Dolomite.
Yeah, what depends on what time of day it is.
Exactly.
The guy does not
Who's
give a
more
shit.
outrageously dressed on that show? Is it Steve Harvey or is it Cam Newton? If you have to guess.
Cam Newton, unfortunately. Steve Harvey's just ridiculously a human being, but like
Steve's probably cleaner. Like,
Yeah.
he's probably more like pressed and put together, but Cam's probably more outrageous.
yeah, and plus Cam has this like dirty, like Jason Momoa, Post Malone thing where it's just like, I'm sure the outfit's expensive as fuck, but it's like the collection of Johnny Depp, you know what I mean? Like very like real, like
very eccentric.
Yeah, you're just
very,
like
that doesn't go.
that guy's gonna ask me for $1. I know it's Cam Newton, but he's about to ask me for $1.
Fashion has more freedom when you have money. Just say that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys want to see me walking around just like Cam Newton?
I 100% tell you that you can't walk in a professional office space in America dressed like Cam Newton and not be sent home for dress code violations.
I wouldn't make it into Demoulas's, the grocery store here. Like I would have been dragged behind someone's freaking Ford Taurus or something. Like
There we go.
Brutal, but yeah, for me, love Julius Peppers. He's probably, if we were basing off merits, but
Well, we're not. I mean, this is the fun thing of it, right? Like, there's really no
wrong answer.
There's no wrong answer, right? But like Cam Newton and Peppers are 1-2 for me.
So I wish Dave was here right now. Brad, this is your pick. I wish I would have liked to know what Dave would have picked. Chicago Bears.
Mitch Trubisky.
This is hard.
That's who Dave would have picked. Love you, buddy. If you're watching,
it's hard when it's when you have like these storied franchises, right? Is how do you pick? For me, it's Mike Singletary.
Yeah,
right?
Mike Singletary. Okay, that's interesting.
For a plethora of other dudes, right?
Like Dick Butkus, Walter Payton.
Sure. Yeah, Gale Sayers, right? We can go all the way through it. I mean,
Jim McMahon.
Yeah, for sure. Jim McMahon was like Jim. I mean, Jim McMahon is to that era what Cam Newton is to this era, probably, right?
Yeah.
The quarterback not so robot.
Yep.
Right.
Less procedural. Yeah, that's the problem with Chicago, is like it's such an old franchise where you're just like, I don't know. I didn't see half of those guys play, so
yeah.
I remember
for me it's Singletary
playing. I think Willie Galt came out of there too. I remember that being one of the first names recognized when I was little. Like, one of the first players that I could recall was Willie Galt playing for the Bears before he went to the Raiders. But I still, for me, it's Mike Singletary.
Okay, I'll go along with you guys. I mean, I was leaning towards Walter Payton because he was.
Because you're sweet like he is.
That's it. But thinking about it, Mike Singletary was great as well. I mean, there was 85. Let's face it, the 85 Bears defense was just fantastic. They still talk about it. With a Legion of Boom is what, maybe a third, fourth down there.
That's
all-time defenses.
Yeah, it's the Ray Lewis, Ed Reed defense is probably second. 85 Bears is probably first. Legion of Boom's third. I don't know who's going to put in there.
All right. Man, I can't believe it. It didn't work out for me here, though, Reed. I got Cincinnati for this pick. It wasn't Cleveland, so
You didn't get both your favorite teams.
yeah.
He'll get his third favorite team, whatever that is this season. Give it time.
So I
Come
got the
around.
Cincinnati Bengals. Okay, I mulled over this because I had to really think about it. Because Boomer Esiason, but to me, Anthony Munoz, who is really one of their only Hall of Famers on that team, I had to pick him. I had to pick Anthony Munoz. What do you guys say to that?
I think it's gross that we even include them on the list. To be honest, it's the freaking Bengals. Like, they're not a story. You want to talk about storied franchises? They are not a storied franchise. They have like 3 stories: Munez, Icky, AJ, and even those like
Ocho Cinco that disservice because Chad was
Ocho.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
for me it's Icky
Yoch.
Woods.
Icky Woods? Yeah.
Boomer
but it's-
Esiason's a hack. He's not even. He's nowhere on my list.
No,
Oh man.
I've had to hear the dude talk too much.
Andy Dalton's probably a better quarterback for the Bengals than Boomer Esiason ever was.
But didn't Boomer bring him to the Super Bowl?
Icky Woods did, and that defense did.
That
It
That's
wasn't
a
Boomer.
fact.
Boomer didn't throw for nothing. Boomer is to the Bengals what Trent Dilfer is to the Ravens.
Oh my. Ooh.
Can I actually change what I thought?
Yes.
If we're talking the Bengals, it was a little bit before my time, but we gotta give it to the GOAT, Chris Collinsworth.
Oh my gosh.
How can we have this conversation where we go through legends of each team? Chris Collinsworth is the first thing that comes to mind whenever I think of the Bengals, and then I'm like, ah! It's like you pick up something, there's a spider on it, you know what I mean? You're like, ah, fuck! And then you throw it, and then you're just like, all right, I'm looking for grapes. Ones without tarantulas on them.
Yep.
Chris Collinsworth is that tarantula.
That's what I wanted to hear, Reed. This is why I needed you for this conversation.
So
I don't need the best whatever. I need the gut reaction.
yeah, and then I repressed that reaction mentally and completely blocked him out. And then talking about Boomer, like how much he talks now that he's retired and shit. So I'm like, ah, shit. Here comes Collinsworth again. And all I hear in the background is just like, yeah, you know, these guys, they know how to run routes, and they just, you know, on the outside, that's what coaches want to see. Called balls being caught. Like just a bunch of obvious shit.
Back when I was a rookie, they didn't have these creature comforts of a massage therapist on the sidelines here.
It was ice bath and tuna sandwiches. That's all.
Listen now, I'm going to tell you real quick. I don't remember games 7 through 12 of my rookie year. I had a head injury.
My favorite though was the game in Buffalo, and they go across Niagara, right, to the Niagara Falls, the Canadian side. And they go, and that's Toronto. That's Chris Collinsworth singing. That's Toronto. I was like, oh.
You're bringing that up again?
Yeah, I did.
Isn't it?
99% of Americans is going to make that mistake, Sean.
Yeah.
You need to get over it.
What do you mean it's not? Hold on, wait, it's not?
How is it not? You know what I mean? Like, what is on the other side of Niagara Falls then?
Yeah, it's Niagara Falls, and then you got to go through. You guys are killing me here, man.
What is it? Because I
It's
know
wine-
there's
it's
America,
wine country.
and then
It's
what's
wine
that stupid
country.
shit over on the other side?
Yeah, there's wine country.
What do you
there.
call that place? What is it? Is it not
Niagara
Toronto?
Falls? It's Niagara Falls.
And
What's
you go
after
through-
that?
Yeah.
Welland. You have to
Then
go
it's
through
Toronto.
Welland. Then you get to
Sean,
Mississauga, and
can you
Brampton,
say
and Toronto.
can you say a
Yeah,
place we've
Toronto.
heard of before?
Toronto.
Toronto.
eventually.
Yeah, thank
Exactly. Yeah, all right.
You ever heard of Niagara Falls, Canada? What are you talking about?
No.
Niagara Falls, America, bro.
No, your American Falls are disgusting looking. Let's face it, we have the nice horseshoe. Jeez.
You guys are all Instagram filters and bullshit. You guys have the Kylie Jenner of waterfalls. It's all fake. It's all nonsense.
All
Yeah.
Snapchat filters.
A lot of spray on tan and shit. It's gross.
Just filters, eh?
Ours has stretch marks and wrinkles. Deal with it.
Rita, I gotta tell you something. This week I had I don't know, I'm just old. I have these bouts of where I'll fall asleep and then I'll wake up, go to bed normally, be tired, and then I'll wake up at like 1 in the morning and then just be like wide ass awake for a couple hours. So I watch movies.
Brad was dreaming of you.
I was not dreaming of you, Reed. So
Whatever.
my go-to is to turn on a movie, and then like hopefully I fall asleep and then I end up watching the whole thing. And I realized that you serve a certain point. I've always known this, right? You always have sounded very familiar to me, and it's comforting. And I've actually put it together on this insomnia night. I watched Ted for the first time in probably 8 years.
Oh God!
Listen, that's what he says. It's exactly that. As soon as he started talking, I was like, "That's Reed. Holy shit, that's Reed." I had to call Sean. I was like, "You're not going to believe this." Played a clip for him. I was like, "This is what Reed sounds like in my head all the time." Anyway, thank you for the gift. I appreciate you.
Happy to help.
Yeah,
Happy to help. Glad I'm a teddy bear.
yeah, you are.
You are.
You're a foul mouth teddy bear, but you're
I-
my buddies
that-
for life, brother. That's where we are.
That's it.
You're with it. I'm with it.
Thunder Buddies for life. On that note, I think I'm going to start drinking again. Let me grab a beer.
All right. So, of course, Reed gets this next pick's the Cleveland Browns. This is making me very upset.
No, it'll be fine.
We'll
There's only,
see.
like, one player you could name.
What are you talking about? We'll get into it when he comes back here. So, man, that's hilarious, Ted.
It is. I'm just saying, if you listen to Reed at all, you just watch that movie 10 and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's 100%.
But it's just so funny. It's like there's a comforting voice, even though
It
it's
is.
so crass. It's so crass, but yet it's comforting.
Foul mouth voice. It's like, oh, that's. But he's also he just knows what the line is. He's like, oh, I'll just be I'll go as far as I can, and then that's the line. Okay, that's the line.
All right.
Reed, you're up as soon as you crack
Reed.
that beer. Cleveland
Yes.
Browns to you, my friend.
Oh boy. Not really a team I think about very often, but Jim Brown.
Yeah. See, it's Jim Brown. It is Jim Brown for me as well. But I did start thinking about Otto Graham.
No, you
Otto
didn't.
Graham winning 7 championships in 10
No, you
is
didn't.
10 professional. Yeah, I did. 7 championships in 10 professional seasons, right?
That's what you think of when you think of the Cleveland Browns.
I was as far as quarterbacks, but then you have to think Jim Brown because let's face it, Jim Brown is legendary. Otto Graham is a little bit forgetful.
If we're talking most legendary NFL in general,
Jim Brown's up there.
Jim
Top.
Brown's up there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Absolutely.
there's it's no question for Cleveland. Like it's that one we should have just even thrown out.
Yeah,
Oh,
for me, it's
Cincinnati.
the guy with the paper bag on his head. That's the Cleveland Brown guy.
The guy that drew the frowny face on that paper bag. That one's
One B is Mr. Brown, but 1A is the paper
paper
bag.
bag guy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Colt
Well, Jim
McCoy's
Brown-
mustache.
Yeah. Did you say Colt McCoy?
Mustache.
You know, it's why Baker did it
Mustache.
because he was upset when Colt started winning all those games for the Giants, and Baker was like, "I gotta grow a better mustache than Colt." And he did not.
He did not
His
even
name
come
is
fucking
Colt.
close.
Like, listen, Colt McCoy had better be able to grow a mustache with a name like that.
When I saw Colt McCoy got drafted, I was like, man, I wish that guy was my dad. And I was like, I was older than he was. It was weird. I was like, dude, he's so cool. I started telling people that Colt McCoy, my dad's name's Colt, no big deal.
Yep.
He lights cigarettes on his face and lights the match.
Yep. Yep. That's a move. We should try to bring that back.
Oh
Light
man,
match on your face.
I have sensitive ass skin. I smoke a lot of cigars, but I have sensitive skin. I bet Colt can do it though.
Yeah, I know he can.
Colt
I'm
McCoy?
I'm bitch made all day. I'm not. I'll leave that shit to Colt. So I need a Colt McCoy in the group. It's like, man, I don't have a light, and he's like, so I'm gonna fight your battles.
The guy's open his beer with his teeth.
Oh, that's
I do that quite a bit, especially in my Navy days. I did that quite a bit. Not the twist offs, always the
No,
I used the
Freaked everybody
lighter.
out.
because
The
you have
lighter.
free dental.
yeah. I still have like chits and everything there.
Oh, that just,
Yeah. There's still times where I'm like, no one's around, but still got it.
that's still.
Not confident enough to do it in front of people, but behind the closed door.
It's only a matter of time until just a tooth flies out, and then I'm like, and I get some dentures, I guess.
There's the line.
All right, Brad, you are up with the Dallas Cowboys, America's team.
Oh God.
Oh,
That's a rough one. It's rough because it's Dallas, and they do have a lot of great players over the course of their.
yeah, they do. For me, it's Emmitt Smith. I mean, there's no other way to cut it. Maybe it's because he broke the record against my Seahawks, but man, it's just hard. It was hard to root against Emmitt Smith for me.
Yeah.
I mean, talk trash about the rest of them, but I couldn't get by. I couldn't ever put him in that same conversation with them,
Plus, he didn't have. He's another guy that didn't really have any any scandals or anything like that, or
No
like Jerry Rice had Stickum. You know what I mean? Like
Michael Irvin had coke and hookers.
Drunk driving, high driving, hooker driving.
That's not my crack pipe. It's my crackhead friend that I'm trying to help reform. It's his crack pipe.
But you also have Captain America on that team.
Ooh,
Staubach. Roger Staubach. You also have Troy Aikman. You also have
Troy Aikman's not in the conversation.
Larry Allen.
Yeah,
Bob Lilly.
Yeah,
like
no.
There's some names.
I mean, those are all great players. It's still Emmitt Smith.
Yeah, for me, it's like Emmitt Smith is the guy that I grew up watching, anyways, too. So it's like
it's justifiable. I mean, like
I hate when people my age, around my age, talking about how great Roger Staubach was, and it's just like, really?
You seen him play?
Really?
Were you watching the Army Navy game back then? Was it?
Yeah, right. You got to be alive while it's happening to really appreciate what you're seeing. If you someone could tell you like, oh, this game Staubach threw 5 fucking touchdowns, you go back and watch it, and it's like, oh, cool. No,
that's what makes Jim Brown so great, right? That he transcends all of our generational need to see stuff happen in real life.
Dude, all I keep thinking,
my grandparents were talking about him all the time. Like,
UFC 1,
crazy.
he was an announcer. UFC 1, he's sitting there as an announcer. It's like this guy is everywhere at all times.
Yeah, but it's like Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. There was so much going on there where it's just like he was so heavy, like just across the board. He transcended everything. He was a pop culture thing, a phenomenon.
Absolutely. Just so happens I have the Denver Broncos, so this is easy for me. John Elway. I mean,
Steve Atwater.
I like Steve Atwater better than Elway, to be honest.
Wow.
I can't even argue that one.
Well, all right. Steve Atwater over John Elway. Wow. I don't know what to think about that. Give me a reason why.
Have you ever seen him hit people?
It was terrifying. Go on YouTube and watch those fucking highlight videos, because that's something I'll do just like randomly.
Right.
It's god awful to watch.
All right. Well, we'll put Mr. Atwater in honorable mention. Well, I
that
guess
guy was like fucking Thanos,
the two of you
man.
voted me down. I guess Elway's gone.
Stick to your guns, Sean.
Oh,
Good
I'm
Lord.
in. I'm in with Elway.
Are ya?
I made that pick, but I'm just getting voted off the island.
What happened with John Elway is that if you remember, the Denver Broncos used to have that donkey-looking ass horse with a big buck teeth.
Yeah, big buck teeth.
And when they drafted Elway, he was like, "I'm only playing if you redo the logo because that looks too much like me."
It looks exactly like me. Yeah.
That's why they don't have the throwbacks even now, because John's the GM. He's like, "I'm not. You can't have my face in there."
Oh my god!
It looks exactly like him. He's derp face. 1,000%. Actually, you know what? I'm all in on Steve Atwater now.
Wow.
John Elway is an unfortunate looking human being. He still is to this day.
Yep.
He looks like the bad guy in one of those 80s ski movies. You know what I mean? Like his dad owns the mountain.
Yep. He does.
Ugh.
No matter how many car dealerships you got, John, you're still going to be the '80s bucktooth villain.
He's what do they call him? A Chad that's a Chad these days. Is that what they call him? Chads? Yeah, he was a fucking Chad. Who's that guy?
Who's the guy that played Buddy Holly in the Buddy Holly story? Has like huge drug problems. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Frankie Muniz.
No.
Steve Buscemi.
Huh?
Steve
Buscemi? No.
He played Buddy Holly in Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction, yeah. No, it's not Pulp Fiction. Gary
Busey?
Gary Sinise.
Yeah, Gary Busey.
Gary Busey played Buddy Holly?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what John Elway reminds me of. Those Gary Busey,
Gary Busey. Yeah.
same face.
That you go to the Buddy Holly movie with Gary Busey and not fucking Point Break.
I forgot about Point Break
Psychopath?
there. I'm sorry. Yeah, he was a psychopath. I mean, it's like,
I said you're the psychopath.
oh, I'm the psycho.
All right, moving on from Denver.
All right,
Jesus.
Reed, Detroit, the Lions.
Ooh,
Oh man. I'm real fond of Calvin Johnson, so I think I go Calvin Johnson.
interesting.
I think I go Megatron on that one. There's some honorable mentions, but he I watch a lot of ESPN. I don't anymore, but back when they used to show sports highlights,
Yeah.
that fucking guy, every game, a couple of times a game sometimes, he was exciting, electric, everything. You don't earn a nickname like Megatron for nothing.
Mhm.
So I gotta go Calvin Johnson.
All right. I was thinking Barry Sanders, but
Sure. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, Barry Sanders transformed Thanksgivings for me.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. Calvin Johnson is maybe the best receiver ever to play football.
yeah. I thought he hung it up too soon. Hung up those cleats too soon.
I think he did it at the right time.
Maybe.
You know, you can hang around and you know have a bad drop, run into a bad game, something like that. I don't think that really happens or matters in Detroit.
Mhm.
Because you know
I think he
his
just got
era.
tired of I think he got tired of being that transcendent and not winning. Right?
Yeah.
Like Detroit would be historically bad if they didn't have Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson won them 3 or 4 games a year single-handedly.
Yeah, and plus his
plus minus right is 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
but like plus his size too, and that's why I think it kind of like leaned over Barry for me was like his size. He was just a freak,
He
like
was.
an
He was
absolute
huge.
freak. It was
Yeah.
terrifying to see.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, man, the way he'd go up and challenge, you know, anybody that was back there that was trying to challenge him, it was embarrassing. It was like he was like playing, you know, with a Nerf ball with his kids.
Yeah, well,
It was gross.
Interesting because this year people threw around DK Metcalf as a young Calvin Johnson, and like I'm a huge DK fan. Not quite.
And you know what though, like
He's got to do some work.
he's got to do some work, but he's got like the frame for it. You know what I mean? Where you're just like,
He's got the freak athletic ability. He's got
Yeah.
those things. But Calvin was a better receiver coming out of Georgia Tech than DK is right now. So
yeah.
DK's got some work to do. But
It was a different game back then too, compared to today. You know, people have the hindsight of someone like Calvin Johnson when they didn't have the hindsight of someone like Calvin Johnson when they're playing Calvin Johnson, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
now-
But just that comparison of him going to get a ball over his kids,
Yeah.
in the field is the same for DK as it was for.
Oh yeah, it's embarrassing. DK is another one of those generational talents, like Calvin
had to
Johnson was.
change the
That
catch rule
changes. Yeah,
They had to change the catch rule for Calvin.
yeah,
He was
true.
so otherworldly. Like it just didn't
Yeah.
look like he could catch that ball. It was crazy.
yeah.
Man. All right, Brad, you're up with Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, this is another one that sucks.
That's another one. Yeah.
Storied franchise.
Yeah. Who do you go
Man.
with? Who do you go with?
And poor Brad has to pick this one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going Mr. going Mr. Favre with his wristwatch in ginger. So,
Brett Favre's good. Yeah. Brett Favre's good.
Did you really just say it like that? Why'd you say he's good?
when
Like,
I think Green Bay, I think Brett Favre.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, that was who we grew up on. I agree. Yeah. No, he is. He's a great pick. Yeah. I was
Where
just
you-
thinking
where
Bart
you go?
Starr. Bart Starr was
Well,
obviously.
again,
but-
listen, Reed and I aren't old enough to have watched him play like you are.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like, it's one of those things where everyone's like Bart Starr. I'm like, who fucking cares? Like, last time I saw him on TV, he was like 100. So
Well, he's kind of dead now.
Prince Philip died, and I thought it was him.
know,
Like, I was like, Bart
DMX
Starr
and
died
Prince
again.
Philip. Yeah. Bart Starr died again.
Anytime there's something happens to these old white guys where they look exactly the same, and I get scared every time I see them. Like, they brought back Bart Starr just to kill him again.
Cryogenics are getting crazy these
Oh,
days.
man.
These guys are coming back and dying all over again.
Yeah, I don't watch the news, so when anything like that pops up, I'm like, oh fuck, they're bringing
Oh
back
my
Bart Starr.
gosh.
Oh boy.
All right. I got
But
Houston.
yeah, I would say Reggie White for me. But
Ooh, but you
I
know,
like Reggie
would
White.
you consider him as a Green Bay Packer or would you consider him as a Eagle?
I think he had probably his best years with the Eagles, but I think he was like another one of those game changing, big names, electrifying dudes when he was with the Packers. So
Well, remember he's the guy that kicked off free agency as we know it today.
Oh my
Yep.
God, yeah. Actually, you know what? You're absolutely correct, Brad. When I think
He
about
changed the game like that. The Reverend himself.
yeah.
yeah. Well, I got the Houston Texans.
No, who was your pick for the? Oh, you went Bart Starr. That's right.
I did. Yeah.
Forgettable. So forgettable already.
Wow, that's harsh, dude.
Step it up a little bit.
Brad, he just died, man. Come on. Yesterday, I didn't know he was married to the Queen. Didn't know he was married to the Queen of England. It was crazy. I learned something
R.I.P.
real new
50
yesterday.
Yes, R.I.P. 50.
Yeah, cool.
All right, Houston Texans. I can only pick one name. One name only pops up. Although he's going to be a Cardinal, it's J.J. Watt. That's your all-time Texan. Absolutely. I'm wrong.
Is the flood an option? Is the
Yeah.
flood?
The flood?
I mean, when we talk about like most memorable Texans, it's Brock Osweiler, right?
Brock Osweiler was a lot of fun. what a great quarterback that guy is, and that another great mustache too.
What a wealthy quarterback that guy is. Has anyone done more with less? I would argue no.
Bobby Vanilla, Ricky DiPietro.
At least Bobby had talent. Brock Osweiler was this tall.
Yeah, he was
So
tall.
you're going with Brock Osweiler?
Brock Osweiler. You guys remember Dan McGuire? He was a Seahawks first-round draft pick way back like in the early '90s out of San Diego State. Same thing, right? Big 6'6" guy that could, kind of look like he could throw a spiral. They drafted him early, and he was terrible. If they had guaranteed contracts back then, he would have been Brock Osweiler, but he was not. So bad.
6'8". Jesus.
Yeah.
That's all.
Oh, so he was Mark's brother. Okay, that makes sense. Mark McGuire's brother. They I don't know what the fuck's up with that family and those gigantic human beings. Yeah, it's JJ Watt all day. Like,
Yeah.
It's HGH. What it is for McGuire.
Yeah, JJ Watt.
It's JJ Watt. There's no answer.
Yeah. Well, that leads us to Indianapolis there, Reed, and that's to you.
Oh, fuck. This is a shit one. Because now I'm going to have to sound like an asshole saying Johnny Unitas and not Peyton Manning. Like I spent my entire life watching fucking Johnny Unitas and not Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? Like,
Just go Marvin Harrison.
I'm going Edgerrin James. I'm copping out at Edgerrin James, and I have no problem with it. Yeah, I don't know. My dad's 80, so he talked about Johnny Unitas quite a bit. He was a huge Johnny Unitas fan. Then I saw a football card of him. Saw that stupid fucking aircraft carrier haircut, and I was just like, man, like how do you? That's why the world was so hungry for Joe Namath. You know what I mean? Because you had this fucking button down, wet blanket of a
has
human
anyone
being.
had more bland quarterbacks that were talented than the Indianapolis Colts?
No, there's like, and you know what?
Unitas, Phillip Rivers, Peyton Manning.
Yeah. I think Peyton Manning's funny, but
motherfuckers ever.
But like, God, they're all a big glass of milk. Like, it's brutal. Like,
Listen,
ugh.
you know those boys only wear whitey tighties, right?
Yeah, plum smugglers. It's boring. Like, it's just it's boring. They're like they go to a dealership and they have the money for like the nicest cars there, but they're asking about like IIHF, like highway safety ratings and shit like that. It's just like, Jesus, Peyton. Come on, man. Come on, Johnny.
It's safe. He drives a
A Forester. A Forester. Not even like a little WRX or like a Forester.
See, my argument for Johnny
Great
Unitas,
car, but
Yeah.
my
Safe.
argument for Johnny
It's safe
Unitas, that would be because he was the greatest quarterback of his era, where Peyton Manning, he had to play against
Tom Brady, Drew
Tom
Brees.
Brady, exactly.
When you say Colts, what do you think of? I personally think of Marvin Harrison and his custom gun that he shot somebody with at the car wash.
I think they call that a ghost gun now, bro.
It's a ghost gun. Marvin Harrison all day. Marvin Harrison was catching and giving bullets. That's
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, the Colts is like one of those teams where you don't realize it. Like they've had a slew of just fantastic players. Like I don't think we'd be too hard to find like a really strong top 5, maybe even a top 10 for the Colts, right? Like even talking about Saturday and everything like that. Like, there's like they had a bunch of great players on both sides of the ball, all over the place for the Colts.
Jeff Saturday's maybe
Beastly.
the best center to play football when it comes to, knowing the game and running it, right?
Yeah, it's real hard not to include him in that conversation,
Yeah.
And that's why the Andrew Luck thing's such a fucking heartbreaking story. Because if he had been playing football this whole damn time,
Who knows?
Well, but
who knows?
Again, we're talking about the widest quarterbacks ever. Like it's Andrew Luck's also on that list, right? Like they have 4. I don't know if you could find a wider quarterback than those 4 that were on the Indianapolis Colts.
Nope. Yeah, they are. It's Indianapolis, like it's Indiana.
Yes, it is fits it, right?
it.
It's
It makes perfect
missionary
sense.
style pancake breakfast.
Salmon-colored shirts and shit, like
That's aggressive salmon to you.
yeah.
But Manning, everything.
I will say Peyton Manning's funny, like the United Way commercial he did for SNL, where he's like, at the end of the commercial, it was just him being terrible to kids, and it said, play with your kids so Peyton Manning doesn't have to. Like, even his brother would jump in some of the stuff, like the Oreo commercials.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning's a funny dude. Even those annoying State Farm, the chicken parm taste, like it's catchy. He's funny. He's charming. So yeah, I don't know. Fucking Peyton Manning, I guess.
Okay, there we go. We hammered it down. We got to work through that.
I was going Johnny Unitas, but Peyton Manning makes me laugh.
Peyton
Johnny
Manning
Unitas. Johnny Unitas doesn't look like a good hang at all.
Yeah. Well, here we go to Brad's pick now, which is Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh,
It's Fred
lucky-
Taylor. Not even a question.
Fred Taylor. Yeah,
I'll hear arguments for Jimmy Smith, Keenan McCardle as a tandem, but it's Fred Taylor.
Fred Taylor was pretty awesome. Yeah. What about Tony Baselli?
Monster, beast,
Yeah.
scary dude.
Mark Brunell.
Well, that'd be the home pick for me to go Mark Brunell, but
Yeah.
it's still Fred Taylor. Is this when I think Jacksonville? I think Fred Taylor. I don't know. Why.
Yeah.
For me, it's MJD.
Yeah, that's good.
When I think about Jacksonville, it's just MJD. That's like, which again, Jacksonville's what 95.
95. Yeah. So them in
Same thing
Carolina.
with Carolina.
Yeah.
They were
Exactly.
twins. So it's like,
It's like, how do you like? It's not a huge sample size. Yeah.
I can tell you right now, there isn't anybody playing on that team right now where I'm like, yeah,
Garner Minshew, buddy.
Oh yeah, no.
he's
I don't think he's even on the team anymore. I think it's
he's a poor man's Brock Osweiler. How dare you? How dare you?
like King of Jorts. It's not going to surprise you when he has the Brett Favre photo with his Rolex in the picture. You know what I mean?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
you're killing me. You're killing me. Okay.
That freaking gigantic brick of a phone.
Yep.
All right. I got the Kansas City Chiefs. This is tough, man.
This is a tough one.
This is tough.
If you say Patrick Mahomes,
No, come on.
so
now.
fucking hard.
No. I was going to go with
That
Derek
would-
Thomas.
That's a legit answer, though. Honestly,
It
I
is.
think Joe Montana. He's gonna be like, that's Joe Montana.
No. Derek Thomas. I went with Derek Thomas.
Yep.
He only played 11 seasons. His career was cut short due to that automobile accident, but who knows what he
He
could have
was
been able to
retired
do.
when he died, man.
Yeah, it's true, but he was still amazing. He was an amazing
true.
player. He was. True.
I'm just saying. Listen, I love Derek Thomas.
Yeah.
He was from man. Derek Thomas was a monster.
Yeah.
I think there's only one right answer here, and it's fucking Tyreek Hill. It's crazy. It's crazy that we're talking about Derek Thomas right now, like with Tyreek fucking Hill. Like,
Blink
come on.
twice if Tyreek's in your house right now, Reed.
I got one of those voicemails that he left with his wife. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, my kid's afraid. It's like, bitch, you should be afraid of me too. And I'm like, oh. You literally, I'm being 100% serious though.
Yeah.
Fucking Tyreek Hill, man. Like he can do that kind of shit, and everyone's just kind of like, huh? Oh, that wasn't Tyreek Hill. That was Pyreek Pill. Yeah, you got that confused. It happens all the time.
Tyreek Till.
Tyreek-
the voicemail. That's
Tyreek.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was. We did voice analysis, and it wasn't him. So
Yeah, Tony Gonzalez is in the conversation for the Chiefs for me. and that's
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
it's just every year it's hard for me to not
Yeah.
Think about Tyreek Hill.
Also, you can't discount what Christian Okoye did too, because watching that
Yeah.
man run was violent.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby Bell.
Nah, I don't know who that is.
Fun name.
That feels like a name that you drop if you're a really big fan of the team. Or
KC's one of your teams now, Sean. Is that what
No,
you're
maybe this is the reason why you know these old time players. Did they just rerun NFL seasons when you were a kid? There wasn't any sports. They're like, you know what's going to make the Canadians fall in love with football? Watching the '65 season all over again. One.
I remember football then.
Yep.
Oh man. All right, Reed. You got Los Angeles, San Diego Chargers. Ooh.
Drew Brees.
Wow.
Oh, come on, man. He had 2 seasons there if he was lucky. Maybe 4. What in the world? Come on. A real pick. Come on.
I think of every time I think, all right, LT.
Okay, that's acceptable. Like Drew Brees.
It's
I like
Mr. Tomlinson. It's LaDainian. That's easy.
I like Mr. Tomlinson there. He was middle school into high school. You know, I went through puberty as he was just fucking breaking everybody's fucking ankles out there. He, kept a lot of orthopedic surgeons in business.
He was the guy that normalized diving over the pile successfully.
Yeah.
Even later in his career, he played for the Jets, right? Like he was just that was his move. You know what I mean? Like no one else does it. He just made it look so normal and natural, like that. No one else was trying to kill him coming over the pile. Like he just did not. He was up and over the top every single time.
A lot of what he did, you'd see his highlight reel on Monday morning. As again, I watch a lot of ESPN growing up, and it's just like, why is everyone else in the league broke and such a bitch? You know what I mean? Like you got this guy just putting out there in fucking San Diego, where no one gives a shit about anything because the weather's so goddamn
It's
good.
beautiful.
Watch him in
No one gives a shit about anything.
Off these amazing 360 spins, and
It was amazing that he stayed there as long as he did too. Like it's fucking gross. San Diego doesn't deserve anything they got.
Yeah. Best all-time induction speech into the Hall of Fame as well was LT's. One of the best I've ever heard.
I'm embarrassed to say I don't think I've heard it.
It's so good. So good. He goes into how his name was given to him by his slave owner, like given to his great grandfather by his slave owner.
LaDainian?
Yeah. But then Tomlinson.
I was gonna say, that must have been some down ass slave owner.
But then he said like how
you feel guilty. He's like,
I'm like, was his grandfather's slave owner a black dude from Brooklyn, 1980s Brooklyn? Because
but then he ended up. You know what I like? What he did is that he is America. That's what he said. I am America because I am the promise of 2 cultures.
Yep.
Coming through, right? I was just like, I was blown away.
Yeah, I would encourage everyone to watch it if you haven't seen it. It's powerful. It's
so good.
It's on my list. I'm pulling it up on my phone now.
Yeah.
It's a good.
I'm not gonna watch it, but I'll watch it when I light up a cigar after we get off this.
All right, Brad, you got the Rams.
The Rams.
The Rams.
Sean, just so you could have the Bills, you piece of shit, you gonna make Brad deal with this crap?
He got the Rams.
This is so fucking whack.
When I think of the Rams, I think of Steven Jackson.
I think it's St. Louis.
Yeah.
I'm in barbecue, and then I get hungry. Ribs. Yep.
Maybe it's Marshall Faulk.
Marshall Faulk, that's a good one.
Marshall Faulk, yeah.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner.
Yeah. Warner's a good one.
Yeah.
You gotta make a choice here, Brad. Which one is it?
It's I feel dirty saying it's not Marshall Faulk, but it's Steven Jackson when I think about the Rams. About the Rams.
Steven Jackson was
he was just a monster, right? I mean, that's just
What about Deacon Jones?
Maybe it's because I just had watched them so often because they're in the same division as my team.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why that familiarity's there.
I felt a little bad giving that to you, Brad, but
there's a lot of great players that played for the St. Louis franchise, right? I mean, not so much for this new. I mean, man, it's really hard to get off of 99 now, right? Like, that guy's the best defensive football player we probably have ever seen.
Yeah,
for sure at the defensive tackle position, he's the greatest of all time.
Mhm.
He's upsetting to look at too.
Aaron
He's one of the-
Donald. Aaron Donald is like, to me, what Mark McGwire is in baseball, right? Just a different body, like in a freak of freaks, in a sport of freaks, is Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I can get into some trouble talking about guys like Mark McGwire, Aaron Donald, Francis Ngannou, where you're just like, I shouldn't have to walk around with those guys not having a cage between me and them. You know what I mean? Like, where you're just like, well, they should be somewhere else.
Yeah.
They should be in some like kind of superhero prison or something. I don't know.
They feel like they should be in behind glass, like the gorillas, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, it's like, fuck, like Aaron Donald's. My friends who don't watch football, I show them pictures. I'm like, you know who Aaron Donald is? And they're like, no. I'm like, you don't know what he looks like. No. Look at this shit. And they're just like,
Look at this
what
yeah.
the fuck happened to him?
Watch him move like a giant cat. Like it's one of those things where
Yeah.
you know
That's
raw footage of mountain lions. You're like,
Yeah. That
That's a
one
real
of
thing.
the jaguar jumping into the water and then getting the crocodile by the back of the neck and then climbing out.
Yep.
Like you see in the back muscles, you're just like, fuck, that's Aaron Donald.
Yep.
Just amazing.
Yeah.
He's a freak athlete. You're absolutely correct. Yeah.
Now, Aaron Donald might be up there for me now.
Yeah.
I think you talked me into it, Brad, you son of a gun.
You're welcome.
All right, man. I kind of want to make a move here, but I'm not going to. All right, I'm going to take Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins.
What was your pick for the Rams?
My pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said Deacon Jones.
Oh, you didn't say that. But
I did. I said, what about Deacon Jones? I said
You didn't say
I
that was
must
your
have said
pick.
that while grown folks were talking
Oh.
because I didn't hear that at all.
Deacon Jones. That was my pick. That was my pick.
That's fair.
Here we go.
Deacon's the reason they outlawed slapping helmets because he would just rupture your
Oh yeah. he was a freaky, scary man. That's what he
I
was.
don't even know that he was just mean. I don't
This
even
is-
know that he was. I don't be honest with you. I think that he was probably a decent athlete. I think he was just really mean.
He was a mean man. That's
Yeah, he's one of those guys that Jim Croce used to write those songs about, those
Yes.
cautionary tales.
bad.
You don't mess around with Jim, bad Leroy
Like,
Brown.
I can't call him Leroy. He's gonna come after me.
Yeah, he's gonna know it's him. So
Miami Dolphins. Let's get it.
All right. My pick for the Miami Dolphins. This is tough, man.
If you say Bob Greasy, I swear to God, I'm gonna come through this camera.
No, I was going to. I was going to go that way, but I decided to go a different way. It's going to be Dan Marino. I know there's no Super Bowls to his name, but he was such a dominant quarterback for that era and just played for a terrible. It wasn't even a terrible team. I
They
can't
were
even
good.
say that.
They were still good at that point.
Yeah, it's just that they couldn't win when it had to be. I mean, think about it. They beat the 85 Bears, right? The Dolphins that year to put that defeat on the Bears. He was amazing. Dan Marino, that's my pick.
Yeah, I would say that game beating the Bears, made Dan Marino a lot of ice toner money. I think I'd probably put him up.
That was the whole reason why I bought isotoner gloves.
I 100% believe that. It's because they didn't sell jerseys as readily back then, so you just had to buy whatever you could get. This feels so cheap to say Dan Marino, but I don't know who else they have.
all right, you guys are fucking embarrassing. It's getting
Thank
really
you.
hard to listen to this.
All right.
It's quite obvious. Kicker, Ray Finkel. Like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with the both of you. It's
Lace is
very
out.
clear.
Lace is out.
Again,
Lace is
another one of the greatest mustaches of all time, and not a bad little body on him after he had that work done. So
Yeah. Made all of us.
He was hiding Captain
We all had
Wiki.
some questions. I think we all had some questions after his career was over.
it was a confusing time in my life growing up in that. Just
I
that
agree.
reveal at the end of the movie, I was just like, okay.
Yeah. Man, I just, I agree with you.
What in the world?
Yeah, I like Dan Marino. It's a good one.
Next.
All right, Minnesota Vikings to Reed.
All day,
Reed's getting all the
Adrian
storied
Peterson.
ones. Who is it?
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah. That's a good one.
He beats his kids.
I was gonna say, I hope he doesn't Tyreek Hill me.
I keep getting stuck with like the ones where it's like I kind of have to pick a domestic abuser.
Hey, you know what the worst part?
For me, it's Randy Moss.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay, that's
if
legit.
Randy didn't play in New England, it would have been.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't forget 2007 in New England though. So Randy's a Patriot.
That
for
was
me.
Randy's just transcendent, right?
Yeah. I'm with Adrian Peterson as well. You know, I always thought of Fran Tarkenton there because he was the original holder of all the
Oh my
records.
gosh. Are you
But-
just trying to show off your knowledge by saying
No,
those
stop
quarterbacks
that.
in the
Stop
time?
that. Stop that.
How much Googling did you do this week?
You just Google the greatest quarterbacks of the 50s.
Oh, stop that. I remember him from That's Incredible, okay? When he was already retired and he showed up and he was doing That's Incredible. I don't know if you remember that show.
Nope.
I do remember. I do remember the show.
Yeah.
I remember that being like kind of like a meme a while back. I don't remember actually the actual show.
Yeah.
But
I barely remember it. I was so young.
Man, Adrian Peterson was, he's and still right, even still.
Still playing.
yeah.
You know,
Oh, Reed, you're
Still
gonna
a
hate me
scary
though.
movie.
he's
I gave you Minnesota. Brad, you get New England. You get the Pats.
Oh man,
I'm so sorry, Reed. I should have given you the Pats.
I'm barely a Pats fan, Sean. Like it's like I'm beholden to the fucking team because I live here.
Uh,
That's the extent of my
That's
loyalty.
how I felt in the 90s. Man, it's you know, when I think New England, I think Teddy Bruschi.
Yeah.
I don't know
Love
how.
Teddy, the Brusque.
How
This
can
is
you
my-
not
this is my
pick
guy.
Tom Brady? I don't even understand that.
Because
Sean,
this isn't
I
like
don't
the
even
best
get
player.
it.
This isn't the best. Listen, this is not.
It is the best player of every team.
Who
It's like,
you think about when you think about that team? That's what it
you're
is.
telling me you don't think about Tom Brady?
I think about Tom Brady all the time, but not appropriately. I'm just saying.
Dude, you know, Tom Brady for me isn't even the most memorable like quarterback a lot of the time because it's like when I was a stupid kid and I was like all in on the Patriots, it was fucking Drew Bledsoe.
Yeah, listen,
You know what I mean?
I
had Coates and like I had like it was a different time, you know. But
yeah, Drew Bledsoe played at Washington State, so Lawyer Malloy. I was ready to fight Patriot fans when they were on the Tom Brady train back in the day because I didn't appreciate how Belichick had done Drew Bledsoe or Lawyer Malloy on the way out.
yeah,
And so, you know, I mean, for me, like if you want to say like who is my like when I think New England quarterback, I still think Drew Bledsoe. But again, that's part of my homerism, right? Because I watched college football with Drew Bledsoe. But yeah, it's Teddy Bruschi is the guy for me.
Interesting. Well, I'm on the record with Brady, but Teddy Bruschi's the pick.
mine would 100% probably be. I think Vince Wilfork.
Oh, yeah, he's a good one too.
If you think about just like he gave us the Mark Sanchez butt fumble. He's
Listen,
such a
dude,
great
I know that this was
philanthropist.
in Houston, but that pair of the overall shorts,
Yeah.
top shelf shit right there.
Yeah, he was the king of the overalls. Great philanthropist. Not just
Well,
money,
maybe that's
but
the look for
time.
you this summer, right? Is the overall shorts, no shirt,
Yeah.
spare us all from
For what?
from your belly button.
Well, you love that.
He's a barbecue pit master as well. Loves his wife, loves his kids.
Yeah, Vince Wilfork is a solid player.
How many other nose tackles do you think of like this? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you
you
know,
don't.
Vince Wilfork,
You're
it's
absolutely
like-
correct. Yeah.
but yeah, I like Teddy Bruschi as well. So it has to be a defensive player, though. It can't be because that's Bill Belichick's identity, and he's defined the identity for the past 21 years now. And like you know, you really can't. It's hard to say. Frankly, it would probably be Bill Belichick, right?
Yeah. Well, it's
He
hard to
counts.
not. When you think New England, it's hard to not think Belichick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good or bad, win or lose, hate, love. It's fucking all Bill Belichick. So,
Man.
yeah. And then I'll say this one last thing. An extension of that, you have to give credit to Robert Kraft, old HJ Bobby there. You know,
bought
because
that team.
he
Yeah.
bought the team, and then he said, you know, Bill Parcells, we love you, big tuna. I thought that was a crazy move, but bringing in Bill Belichick and just letting him do whatever the hell he's wanted to do with this fucking franchise for like 21 years.
Mm.
If Jerry Jones could, you know, just fucking take 5 years off of trying to fucking nitpick everything and micromanage everything, I think you'd have a much different situation down there. So Bobby Kraft gets points for that. Self-made billionaire. Love it.
All right, points out there. We're going with Brewski. Brewski.
Brewski.
All right,
Put
Brewski.
some respect on Teddy's name.
Yeah.
Fucking, and it's Teddy with one D.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a big D.
Still has the best head of hair on TV.
Oh yeah, so handsome. Great tan.
All right, I'm going to the New Orleans Saints now. My pick is Drew Brees. Period.
Sean Payton.
Head coach. Yeah.
He's another coach. He's another
Ricky
coach.
Williams. It's Ricky Williams.
Ricky Williams.
Ricky
yeah.
Williams.
Frankly, I would have said that for Miami too. To be honest with you.
I thought about that. I feel like Ricky was more
Yeah.
transcendent and marrying himself and being high all the time. The interview with his helmet on. This is what I think about. This is where I'm at.
Ricky Williams. He only got to play
Run,
one
Ricky,
game.
run! You tell me you weren't rooting for Ricky Williams the whole
Listen,
time?
he came up to the CFL to play for the Argonauts because he
I
knew
knew
that there
this
was no
one.
drug.
Goddamn.
There was no drug testing there, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
he
why
came up.
there.
He smoked all the ganja he wanted. First game out there, he breaks his forearm, gone for the season. So,
To be fair, he didn't know until after the game it was broken.
Oh my gosh! All
Figured
right.
out the use of the Saints.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Drew Brees.
Yeah.
I always loved Jimmy Graham when he was there. Was a lot of fun to watch. At a very fun position during that era. But yeah, I think it's pretty clear Drew Brees.
Yeah, it's true. It's definitely Drew Brees. I just didn't want to be the same. I don't want to agree with everybody on that.
It's hard though.
It
It's
feels
hard to
dirty.
make.
It feels
Yeah.
dirty when you take the easy, low-hanging fruit.
Yeah. Well, Reed, you got the Giants, buddy, and I think there's only one pick for the Giants.
Eli Manning.
Oh my!
Not David Tyree.
Eli fucking Manning.
Not Lawrence Taylor.
It's Lawrence.
Eli fucking
100% Lawrence.
Manning. It is not 100% Lawrence Taylor. It is Eli fucking Manning. If you think of a franchise, right? The only reason they have any relevance in this century, right?
Oh.
It's fucking Eli Manning.
Oh man, come on! They beat the
Oh, what
Bills.
the Giants have been doing? What?
Oh,
Sean,
in this
no one gives
century,
a-
21st century.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I got
Thank
there.
you.
Yeah.
What
Well,
century do
don't
you
forget,
think?
I've been
You just
drinking,
wanna
I've been
bring
drinking a few
You wanna
porters
bring the
here.
Bills up every 5 fucking seconds?
Yeah, I love the Bills. I'm
That's-
drinking this
that's-
porter and it's hitting my
that's
head.
not- Sean, beating the Bills-
100% thinks that Josh Allen is a better quarterback than you do.
Oh
Oh my god.
You guys are vicious, man. What is this?
True or false, Sean? True or false?
What's that?
That Josh Allen's a better. You think Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Eli Manning?
That's insane.
Yeah, he is. I don't know. I have no idea.
Come on,
I mean, Eli
Sean.
Manning beat Tom Brady twice in the biggest game.
Yeah.
He beat.
How come
He
is it
beat.
Tom
He beat.
Brady's-
Hold on.
Tom Brady's
he beat- hold on
kryptonite
a
is
second.
crappy quarterbacks.
Hold on a second.
That's what Tom Brady's that's
Yeah,
what his
Josh
kryptonite
Allen.
is.
Exactly. Yeah.
No,
Josh Allen's his
Nick
kryptonite.
Foles and Eli Manning.
Big Dick Nick is not a crappy quarterback. How dare you?
Yo.
He just chooses to show up at certain times.
He
You
saves
know.
himself for big moments. I mean, why would you?
He's pacing himself, Sean. Come on. He's pacing himself for the last lap. He's
You've
going
got
to do
guys
just
like
enough.
Drew Brees that only play well when it doesn't matter, and then you've got
Yeah.
Eli Manning, who all he does is win. Same with
All
So
he does is
Eli
win,
Manning's
win,
your
win, no
pick,
matter what.
Reed? That's your pick?
100%. 100
That's,
fucking.
like you're not.
He
not
didn't.
Lawrence Taylor.
He didn't just beat Tom Brady twice, right? He beat an undefeated, insane Patriots team that it didn't look like anything could stop them, except an act of God, and that act of God was Eli fucking Manning. Okay, plain and simple. He had the opportunity to lose those Super Bowls,
Yeah.
and Eli Manning chose not to, despite his his mental deficiencies and his physical lacking any talent or anything like that. His brother's got the biggest head that I've ever seen. Being next to that all day, he must have been irradiated or something like that. I don't know what the fuck happened to Eli Manning. Derp face, he's got that in spades. But unfortunate looking human being. You want to talk about glass of milk, Eli Manning. But dude, you see him there celebrating games, and like he was the blackest guy in that locker room. When it came to winning games, like he went back there and he was down. So
Eli is the great. He's the opposite of his brother, right?
yeah, he really is. Yeah, his brother wouldn't be getting down with with the defensive line.
Eli, yeah.
Eli does.
Eli and Plexico are rolling around, right? That was the
Oh yeah.
himself in the leg, and Eli's like, "Shit, I gotta go. I got warrants."
Yeah, but yeah, Plexico's. It was Eli's gun.
Yep.
You know, it was Eli's gun. Plexico was like Eli's toast if he gets caught.
What happened is when Eli was younger, he was hanging out with Peyton, and then Marvin took him to the car wash and showed him the ways, and then Eli was like, "Yep, this is a way better path."
Yep.
Sorry, Archie.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yep.
It's hard for me to think of anything else other than Eli
Manning is the greatest New York Giants quarterback ever, and probably he's the greatest Jets quarterback ever while we're talking about it. But for me, it's Lawrence Taylor. Nothing. I mean, Lawrence Taylor's just bad.
I'm in agreement with you, Brad. Lawrence Taylor as well, but Eli Manning is right now the official pick, so that's what we're going with. Wow. Reed, how? I don't even understand. Just because he beat your Patriots.
He didn't beat the Patriots. He's the only quarterback to go to the Super Bowl and beat an undefeated team.
How many Super Bowls does Tom Brady have if Eli Manning doesn't play quarterback for the Giants?
Oh no, yeah.
1,000.
1,000. 1
you gotta-
million.
Yeah, you got to think like he would have bounced back. Like if he had the momentum not being disrupted by fucking Eli Manning. You got to think about that too.
I just can't believe we spent this much time talking about Eli Manning.
This much Tom.
Yeah.
Talking about Eli Manning.
Freudian stuff.
Listen, I'm drinking beer and I've had a few.
Yep.
Stop.
And you think about Tom when that happens. Okay. Pretty fucking weird, but all right.
All right. Brad, New York Jets.
Oh, God.
Storied franchise.
Rex Ryan.
Rex Ryan.
Foot fetish. That's all you got to know.
Man, the Jets. I don't even register as a football team for me.
Not an American one, at least.
No. I feel like the Jets are like Toronto East or something, right?
My God.
How it really works?
All right. They're in New Jersey too with the Giants. Yeah.
Now they weren't
Yeah.
before. Man, Vinny Testaverde, maybe.
Oh, Testaverde?
All I got, dude. I couldn't tell you.
Like not even Joe
Every other
Namath, the
player I wanted-
guarantee.
every other
The
player I wanted-
guarantee.
Well,
Joe
Who
Namath.
watched Joe Namath play?
Yeah, doesn't register for me. I read Joe Namath registers as a creepy old man on Monday Night Football, like trying
Oh
to.
gosh, that's the way you remember.
Like, that's all I think about with Joe Namath.
Yeah.
He was just always that way, right? That's just who he is. But it's Vinny, right? That's the thing. Sorry, that's all I got. But they're terrible. It's a terrible franchise.
Terrible franchise.
Yeah. I was gonna go with it's hard. I was gonna go with Joe Namath because that's all I could think of as a guarantee.
Yeah.
Not Mark Gastineau.
I was gonna think Mark Gastineau was my
I
second.
was going to
figured-
say Gastineau, but I couldn't remember if he was a Giant or a Jet. That's how little. Man, if I say Gastineau, these guys are going to kill me because I think he's a Giant.
I was doing the same thing with Curtis Martin. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, was Curtis Martin more a Jet or a Patriot? I feel like he was more a Patriot.
yeah. For me, I think it's like another guy who crossed the line that should be crossed is Darrell Revis.
Yeah.
I love
Revis Island.
Darrell Revis. Yeah,
he was pretty amazing.
Whether it was boning the Patriots or not, I fucking love that dude like severely. Chad Pennington, I was satisfied with Chad Pennington.
Like even you could tell it was because at the end he just wasn't as great, right?
Yeah.
Because when it fell off, but man, when he was even just illuminated more for me, like wow, his prime was so dominant because it was just
It's Geno Smith all day.
the punch around the world.
How dare you? But yeah, like Nick Mangold, Chad Pennington, Snell.
Pennington's a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good Jets out
It
there.
was hard to not root for Pennington, right?
Yeah.
I already forgot who your pick.
Locks.
I already forgot who your pick was for the Jets.
It's Mr. Vinny Testaverde. How dare you?
There we go. See, okay. I already forgot. I'm like,
How
who
dare
is
you?
it?
You call yourself a Cleveland Browns fan.
He calls himself mini fans. Sean is only fans. Only fans.
Sean has
right.
OnlyFans account. It's just him in different jerseys.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, boys.
and it's as
All right.
gross as you can imagine.
Yeah. They're all
All
like
right.
the college style where they're cut off so you can see his belly.
Sean, what are you charging right now? We should plug your OnlyFans, by the way. Sean, go ahead. Sean, plug your OnlyFans for all the people at home.
It's $4.69 a month.
I don't know if that's too little or too much money, but I'm disgusted. I wouldn't be able to see that on my credit card statement every
What
month.
is that?
It's like,
Yours only. I don't even know what that is.
Not yours only. It's called
come on, Sean. What is Joanna in the room? Come
Don't
on.
play dumb.
No.
Don't play
No.
dumb.
Google it. Google it.
Talk about it offline, Sean. We don't.
Google it on the family computer.
Which means don't Google it. Okay.
Put it on your search history. Tell Joe Reed sent you. Be like, Reed sent you.
Reed's idea.
He's my good friend, Reed. Sets me up for success.
Your buddies for life, baby.
All right. I got the Raiders. I got the honor of picking the Raiders.
Don't fuck this up, Sean.
Kenny the Jet. Not Kenny the Jet. I just screwed it up. Kenny the Snake Stabler.
Listen, I'm done. I gotta go.
What?
Well, I told you not to fuck it up, and then you fucked it up, and then fucked it up.
Yeah.
Because like Bo Jackson.
Yeah, it's Bo Jackson all day.
Oh my
long.
gosh!
It's not
You know what? I
comparison.
totally forgot about Bo Jackson.
Exactly, because all you did was Google best quarterbacks. From
No.
no.
Quite honestly, no. I just remember because it was a great story from Jake the Snake.
Because
how
he
got
has
his
that
name.
that wrestling nickname.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not true. Stop trying to hide your Google searches.
No. Bo Jackson. You know what? I changed my pick.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
right
should be
away.
embarrassed.
I am. I'm
Accept
gonna blame it on the beer.
Safety for them before it accept Kenny Stabler.
Yeah. I'm gonna blame it on the beer and Reed steering me wrong somewhere there.
Todd Marinovich is a better quarterback than Jake the Snake Stabler.
Jake the Snake Stabler.
That's what they call him.
Mr. Jackson, definitely. I don't know what I was thinking there. I had a moment of temporary
A
insanity.
senior moment.
A senior moment. Yes. You can see it in the gray and the beard here. It's like, yeah, senior moment.
You're hearing all your picks also.
It looks like you were eating glue just before this podcast. That's what your beard's telling me.
This guzzling gorilla glue.
It's just
Short
it's weird.
stash.
Your beard hasn't moved once this entire hour we've been on. It's kind of started to freak me out. So
Well, he's got to go live on webcam after this, so he's trying to.
onlyfans.com/Fijian Warrior.
All
All
right.
right, who's next?
Reed.
He's a
Reed.
ton of fun.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Wordplay.
Hey, yo.
You
Sean.
got the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, that's an easy one because I already brought this gentleman up.
It is
Reggie
easy.
White.
Yes.
Reggie White is so transcendent. He makes two teams as the best.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to move on. I mean, I don't disagree with you. Randall Cunningham also just is there.
Randall Cunningham. Yeah.
I remember wanting just to always watch Randall play. It was just crazy.
Was Randall Cunningham the one that tried the MMA?
I feel like that's correct.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Before Herschel Walker destroyed at it. Which
Yeah.
think about this, like that's how good that's how good Adrian Peterson and Randy Moss are, and also Emmitt Smith is that we didn't even talk about Herschel Walker
Yeah.
in either of those two franchises. That's really something.
It's pretty absurd.
Yeah. And Reggie White is all day. I mean, that's Mr. Philadelphia Eagle, I think.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Donovan McNabb would probably be my number 3 or 4.
Yeah. He's definitely up there in the top of that. But, yeah. Reggie White's the answer.
Yeah.
Sean?
All right. No, Reggie White as well. Yeah. I totally agree. I protected you here, Brad. So you get this pick instead of the other one that could have been. So it'll be the Pittsburgh Steelers for you.
Wait, you don't think Brad would do the 49ers justice?
That's better for me.
Yeah, it's better for you, the Steelers. Yeah.
No, you don't know me at all. I hate Pittsburgh.
Sean, you understand how many Lombardi trophies Pittsburgh has, right? They
Yeah,
made a lot of
plenty.
enemies.
Yeah.
They made a lot of enemies.
Yeah. They
You
took
wouldn't think
one
the
away from my
Seahawks.
Seahawks with that
Yeah.
fake.
Oh yeah, they
bullshit ass Stevie
did. That's right.
Crosby thing.
05.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
forgot about
Sean.
that.
Whatever,
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Whatever, it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. It's Cordell Stewart.
that.
Cordell Stewart for me is the name I think of when I think Pittsburgh. Old Slash.
Yeah, I can't argue that.
Joe Green.
Mean Joe Green.
That commercial was iconic. I grew up on that
Came
commercial.
out when I was 3. I've only seen it in highlights. I don't remember seeing that thing in real life.
That was,
I mean,
that
I
was
made-
how
Family Guy recreated it.
Yep.
Um,
So it brought it to the forefront. I was like, oh, that's fun. That was oh.
yeah, Pittsburgh's another storied franchise. But you know, when I was growing up, it was fucking like Jerome Bettis.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
the
hate
bus.
Jerome Bettis. I hate him.
I hated Bettis's guts, but like, you know, I hated those stupid Campbell's chunky soup commercials as well because he was always fucking in them.
I block out Jerome Bettis the same way that you block out what's his nuts?
The hair guy.
No, Chris Collinsworth.
Oh, okay.
I feel
I said the hair
Jerome
guy.
Bettis are the same as yours for Chris Collinsworth. They're both terrible announcers and they were hack football players.
Yeah, you know, the thing with like Pittsburgh was like Troy Polamalu was like he was a sensation. He got a lot of attention, but then like it just kind of went away so quick. Where I feel like that people still talk about fucking Lambert and Pollard,
Yep.
glowingly, and it's just like fucking Troy Polamalu was the full.
Well, it's because no one in Pittsburgh respects Polamalu because he's still making Head and Shoulders commercials.
That's true. Yeah, and everyone in
You're not
Pittsburgh's
blue
hair is
collar
falling
if
out
you're
by
not
now.
embracing your dandruff, right? If you're trying to get rid of those big locks like that and have
Yeah,
nice
if-
hair, like
If
you're
you
not
even
getting-
if you even have hair, you're the king of Pittsburgh at that point.
Yep.
Look at Ben's been going bald since he got there. It's fucking crazy. He's paying millions of dollars to keep that look. It's gross.
so him and Bradshaw, eh? It's like
No,
Yeah.
it's LeBron and Ben Roethlisberger have the same hairstylist.
Yep. Not
A lot of
good.
glue, a lot of horsehair. They're just barely holding on.
There's kids with cancers that could be getting wigs, but those
Yeah.
jerks keep intercepting those trucks. You know.
Ben's 10% of his game check to
all right. So we have officially is Cordell Stewart. I said Joe Green. Reed, you ended up saying
Troy Polamalu.
Troy Polamalu. Okay.
It's solid. That's a solid pick.
Interesting. All right, I got the Niners. It's Jerry Rice.
Hmm.
Argue with me on that. I don't know.
Well, you picked a couple of cheaters there with Tom Brady and now Jerry Rice. So it's interesting. Yeah, it doesn't seem like integrity is really important to you, Sean. It's kind of weird.
For me, it's Joe Montana. For me, I think that he's the guy that took the tone of that franchise and put it in those places. I think
Yeah.
Jerry Rice is Calvin Johnson, which Calvin Johnson is not a household name unless you're, I think, a pretty decent NFL fan. Like
Yeah.
you can find guys that say they're NFL fans that don't know who Calvin Johnson is. Right? I think
Which
Jerry
is
Rice
mind blowing.
is the same if he doesn't have 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks throwing him the football. I mean, Jerry Rice was
Well,
great.
you
right?
can't be
But-
wrong with Joe Montana either. I mean, that's a great name. Yeah.
That's a two-way street though, with like that whole situation in San Francisco where Joe Montana was great, but then Steve Young was able to just bounce in there and do the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's George Seifert, right? I mean, some of these things that we're saying is like it's the players that landed with the right coaches. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's those guys, and I guess
I think you can't be wrong if you threw pretty much any 49er from that era into the mix.
Yeah.
Roger Craig. I mean, Ronnie Lott's probably my favorite safety
Ronnie
of all
Lott.
times, right?
Yeah.
Like Ronnie Lott's a bad dude.
You chop off your own finger to stay in the game.
Well, sometimes, yeah, and like, man, I'll say I have 2 different versions of the 49ers. I have like the pre-division foe 49er team that I really enjoyed like those 49ers. So I always feel a little bit hesitant when I talk a lot of trash about the 49ers because it's, like the Michael Crabtree 49ers are different for me than the Jerry Rice, Joe Montana 49ers are,
Yep.
Yeah.
And now look at them.
Yeah. Jimmy Garoppolo's favorite pastime
Jeez.
is playing for the 49ers.
All right.
So close.
I love George Kittle.
Yeah, I do too.
Hey, great modern 49er.
Yeah, big handsome idiot.
Yeah.
Gotta love him.
Oh, Brad, I feel bad
Why?
because Reed's got your pick here. Seattle
I would
Seahawks.
feel bad if you had the pick because you would say Rick Meyer probably for the best.
Get out of here. No, I'm going to tell you who it is, but I'm going to let Reed start this.
Go ahead.
All right, so this one is not easy for me because I have the players that are near and dear to my heart. And no, it's not the dude from Massachusetts. Fucking Matt Hasselbeck's whack. I don't care what anyone says.
We're taking the ball. We're gonna go score.
Yeah. But so probably TJ Hushmanzada is who I think of the most with Seattle. He was always one of my favorites. Same era, Sean Alexander.
Yeah.
Loved his crazy ass. I don't know.
Hey, John Alexander.
It's tough. It was like, you look at Russell Wilson, Haffey,
Yeah.
great player, but right now the milk's not bad.
The correct answer is Cortez Kennedy.
Yeah.
Wow, Cortez Kennedy.
Yeah.
Because I was picking Steve Largent, but
Well,
Yeah.
that's the
Also a good one. Steve Largent, if you haven't seen him put the smackdown on Steve Atwater,
yeah.
watch that. That's a beautiful play. That was retaliation for Steve Atwater lighting Steve up earlier in the year. Steve's the go. Cortez was the guy. Like he was the first real superstar that we had. I mean, Steve Largent was, is a Hall of Fame receiver, but he wasn't like a superstar.
Yeah.
In the same regard, Jim Zorn throwing to him those things.
wait a second. What about your great draft pick there? That Bo Jackson ran over.
Oh yeah, Brian Bosworth. Yeah, he's on
Yeah.
there. They're still selling Bosworth jerseys, right? But you know that you're not a real fan if you're wearing one, because you just know it's a waste of a draft pick. Cortez came in and inspired an entire generation of fans, and he was the catalyst for turnaround. I mean, he was the guy that in '92 when they were 2-14 was still playing hard every time and making the Pro Bowl. You know what I mean? Like that was the guy.
He always had like that JJ Watt energy,
Yep.
right? Where it's
Same
like
thing.
wide shoulders. I'll do it. I'll be the guy.
He paved the way for some of the bigger defensive tackles that we see today.
Yeah.
He made it a superstar position. I feel like, right? Like there's maybe other guys in that conversation, but Aaron Donald is who he is today probably because of the way Cortez Kennedy played when Aaron was little. So
Yeah, for sure.
that's how I see it.
Could throw Marshawn Lynch in there.
Yeah, I love Marshawn. There's only two players jerseys that I still wear. I shouldn't say that. I have another one. I almost wore it today. I have a Deion Branch jersey, Reed. I almost wore it and saw it.
I wouldn't blame you for that one.
But I got a Marshawn jersey that I still wear. I have a Cortez Kennedy jersey that I still wear, and really, that's about. I recently bought Jamal Adams jersey because Jamal Adams is quickly becoming my favorite Seahawk.
I love Jamal Adams.
He's a real dude. But
I think Marshawn Lynch is like, if you ask anybody right now, because again, there was a time where I was like, when I was out in Seattle area, going to games and everyone's wearing fucking Matt Hasselbeck jerseys, and that's why I had a soft spot for Hushmanzada, because I was like, I think this is the guy on the team, but these fucking dummies are just like, that's who's in the pro shop right up front. It's just like fuck. But yeah, it's like, it's good. I think everyone right now would say Marshawn Lynch is like the guy in that position, and I would have no problem with that. I wouldn't call you a pink hat for that shit.
nope.
Yeah.
That guy
like
came
Matt
in from
Hasselbeck either.
came in from Buffalo, where he didn't get the respect he deserved.
No, he
'cause
didn't.
They don't know how to watch football out there. They're just eating wings. And have you ever been to Buffalo, Sean?
Yes.
Okay, passing through,
Yes.
heading
Passing
to
through.
Nigeria Falls or whatever you guys call it.
Nigeria.
In Sean's defense, he says Google mapped it at Street View.
Oh my gosh. Come on, man. We went to Six Flags Darien Lake. Had a good weekend there with a few boys back in the 90s. That was fun. Yeah, I've been to Buffalo several times.
I 100% guarantee you were on the wrong side of the country. You're on the wrong side of the border. You thought you were.
I
in
just
Buffalo.
thought it was. It's the Niagara Falls.
Woo! Buffalo, Canada, up there.
Buffalo,
You're like,
Canada.
this clean American air. Yeah, it's like Paris, Tennessee. John's like, we, Paris, Tennessee, huh? Where's the Eiffel
Spend the
Tower?
weekend in Paris, no big deal.
Yeah, he's in London, Ontario. He's like, oh, we're gonna go see the Queen.
This is
London?
happening.
London
This is
this
really happening.
Where are the beef eaters?
All right. Moving on. Oh my gosh. Brad, you got Tampa.
Mm.
Is it Tom Brady?
No,
If you ask people today, that might be the answer.
Bruce Arians. No, it's Derek Brooks, and it's not even. Oh shit! I mean, it maybe it is. It might be Warren Sapp. It's probably Derek.
Oh,
It's
Yeah, for me, it's Warren Sapp for me.
it's
Probably.
Warren Sapp for me as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to get away from it. I think post career Warren Sapp is like gold his shine for how he was in
100%.
on field game. It's Warren Sapp.
Warren Sapp.
Yep.
Warren Sapp it is. Love it. Yeah, I mean, he did. What was it on the NFL Network after one of the Super Bowls? There, went to go see some hookers. You know, it didn't work out well for him there. It was pretty bad.
He just doesn't pay his child support. That's what I was like too. So
Yeah,
you know,
I have a buddy of mine. He has a great fishing story of Warren Sapp. I'll let him tell it one day, but maybe he won't.
Does it
because-
involve hookers?
No, he kept calling
well, I
him
mean, it's
Flavor.
fishing, so yeah.
Yeah, he was in PEI and he kept calling him Flavor Flav.
Brad understood the joke. You didn't.
He kept calling him Flavor Flav. Warren Sapp. Kept calling him
Hookers,
Warren Sapp.
hookers, Sean, hookers.
Oh, got it. Fishing.
Jeez.
There we go.
Fair.
Hookers. Oh, somebody sounds tired there with their nice sunglasses.
You got a lot of sleep, I'm sure.
You talking about me?
When Dad's hungover.
All right.
Little
rough
more
night.
freedom.
All right. I got the Tennessee Titans. And
Yeah,
then
who?
I'm going to give Reed the Houston Oilers. So Tennessee Titans to me is going to be Steve McNair.
Oh, yeah. I think Chris Johnson, but
Chris Johnson's a good
Johnson,
pick
yeah.
too.
I would
Yeah.
take. I mean, Steve McNair's. He was a transcendent quarterback, right, man? Him and Dante Culpepper are really the first quarterbacks coming out of a small school, really to make the league and like do some real work, right? But man, Chris Johnson still. Just man, watching him run was fantastic.
Man.
You know what I mean? I mean, even like you think about Derrick Henry and how great Derrick Henry is, but like I think he's
Chris
not-
Johnson in his prime. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Johnson was still a better running back, I think, than Derrick Henry.
I think Derrick Henry's just like more massive, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like a train where I think skill set wise, 100%. Like I think Chris Johnson was.
Yeah. That's good. That's a good one, man. That's a good one. All right, Reed, you got the Houston Oilers. I had to separate Tennessee from Houston.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I could throw Steve McNair in there as well, obviously. But I've always been a gigantic Eddie George fan.
Oh yeah.
So
Good one.
yeah,
Eddie George.
that was like pretty personal for me. I could
Yeah.
I could see Warren Moon, Bruce Matthews, McNair. There's they've had a wealth of talent roll through that organization, and but Eddie George for me is the one that just sticks. He embodied clean living, taking care of himself. He's the guy that I got into yoga because Eddie George. There was this book called Real Men Do Yoga with Eddie George on the cover of it doing a split, and I was like, oh shit, it's pretty
I
badass.
remember that book, but I remember Eddie George really pushing that flexibility mindset. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
Great Buckeye as well, by the way.
who cares?
Brad,
one of the
who,
only Buckeyes I can support. But
who are you picking there for Houston?
Earl Campbell.
Earl Campbell.
That's one of the
Earl
early
Campbell.
ones I remember running, my fondest memories, being 4 or 5 years old, watching Monday Night Football late, just watching, Earl. Yeah, but I mean, Eddie George is probably in my formative years, one of the first guys I remember rooting for that wasn't on my team, so to speak. One of the guys that made me a fan of this sport is Eddie George for sure.
Yeah, Eddie George had that kind of like Larry Fitzgerald thing where you're just like,
Yeah, it's good.
who hates Larry Fitzgerald? Who hates Eddie George?
And for me, it was
Chris Johnson hates Eddie George, but that's
Yeah.
oh man, I was Warren Moon was like one of my picks, but like that's amazing that Houston has 3 picks. Titans have like 2 to 3 picks. That's such a storied team, really a franchise.
They really are. We're not winning very often, or we're
Right.
being like dominant playoff perennial folks or Super Bowl champions. They really have some talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, absurd talent. They've always had a wealth of that. It's all that
Brad-
oil money.
Yep. So
Brad,
Buddy
you
Ryan's
got the
fellas,
last
right?
pick.
That's the thing. Buddy Ryan's fellas, that's the move.
Yeah.
Ryan, oh my gosh, you're right.
Him in Glanville, they don't make them like that no more. Well, they do. They just can't get hired. I'm sure they still make them like that. They just can't get jobs. It's just, they're coaching junior college somewhere.
Brad, you got the last pick with the Washington Redskins.
Oh man, the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
That's first of all, that's not a team anymore. Are we gonna do the Redskins and the
Oh my God! So Washington
football
Football
team?
Club, whatever football team.
Washington football, the WFTs or the WTFs, whichever one you prefer. Yeah, I think it's Dale Green for me. I remember watching him be the fastest man in the league. I didn't watch him enough later in my life, so I don't know how good of a cornerback he actually was. But if that's the one that stands out for me.
Joe Theismann for me.
Heisman.
Yeah.
I mean, Doug Williams was that way too, right? Watching him win a Super Bowl, I remember that. Vividly in my memory, him sticking out. But still, I think it's Dale Green. Yeah, I mean, that offensive line is just was so dominant for so long.
The
And maybe
Hogs?
it's like the epitome. Yeah, it's the epitome of an offensive line is that it's a
Yeah.
group, right? The Hogs are just, how many offensive lines do we have out there that have a nickname?
Yeah.
There's not one, right? I mean,
There's
that's just
not
the
one.
thing. Like those guys were dominant.
Yeah. But I don't think you can name the Hogs.
No,
As
that's
you
what I'm
could
saying.
see.
Like they were so good. They were so good that it's just
Yeah.
that's the move.
Reed, who you got?
And again, this is I'm gonna sound like a douche here on this one because he was before my time. But when I go back and look at, and he was greatly overshadowed by someone who's already on this list. Sean, you have to pee.
Keep
Yes.
going.
You 100%.
That is so hard to look at. Oh my
Go
god.
back.
So, all right, I'll just. What, we just vamping while he's gone, or am I gonna continue? Here?
Let's keep going. We'll be fine. We'll catch up.
I gotta go Dexter Manley.
Yeah, Dexter's a good one. You're right. He was overshadowed a lot.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor made it hard for Dexter
Yeah.
Manley to get his dues. So
Yeah, man, it's really like the Daryl Strawberry Doc Gooden story too, right? Like
Yeah.
smoke beans that just were really highly transcendent of their sport, and like maybe Dexter probably doesn't get the credit he deserves because of his off the field issues.
yeah,
Especially at that time. That generational thing. I think maybe he got shut down, but he really was a dude that got.
yeah.
Yeah, he was killing people.
And then
I
other,
don't wonder too if he didn't help that offensive line be better. Going against him in practice every day.
yeah, of course. Again, like if you look at I think I don't remember who said it, like Russ Grimmer or something like that, but it was like, they didn't want him on the team because they, when they do scrimmages and shit like that, like
Yeah.
he wasn't playing a game. You know what I mean? It wasn't playing a game. Like Dexter Manley was not playing a
He did
game.
not have an off switch. Just like Lawrence Taylor didn't have an off switch. Lawrence Taylor has an autobiography, and it's everything that you would think it would be. But it's fascinating when he talks about just like how he approached practice the same way he approached games and what his how little he cared about himself.
Yep.
Off or on field.
Yep.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Manley,
So if
Manley's
it's
right there. If Manley doesn't play in LT's generation and so close in market, I think
Yeah.
that he's more of a household name.
that was a problem, proximity, and they were contemporaries.
Mm.
So other than that, for me, it's Santana Moss.
Oh, interesting.
Love Santana Moss.
There's a lot of University of Miami players that made this list.
Yeah.
Scary program.
That was the program of our generation, right?
Our
The
generation, yeah.
early '90s to the late '90s. Like that was University of Miami was hit for a lot of things.
The Rock
Yep.
coming out of there.
Yep.
Sean, what the hell does that have to do with anything right now?
Warren
Come on.
Sapp came out of there.
Yeah. The Rock probably isn't even top 50 on that list.
No.
Which says something about that program, right? Yeah, man. You know what's really hard is now thinking about, like, maybe this is a different conversation down the road, but like great college football players that came out. That's one of the things. Like, it's Charles Woodson. Like, Charles Woodson for me is one of my favorite players and didn't make the list for me as a Raider or as a Green Bay Packer.
Yeah, it's
Isn't that
crazy.
crazy? Isn't that crazy? That's crazy.
But I mean, like you're talking about like crazy franchises where it's like it's easy. Again, he might not even be top 5 in either of those franchises
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's
he's the
nuts.
first solid Hall of Famer that really, I mean, again, in the same Deion Sanders mold, but like that's the conversation for a different time. But sometime soon we should talk about this. Is that there's college programs that I generally do not like, but there'll be this player that comes through that makes me like, I find myself pulling for that team, specifically college football.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Charles Woodson comes to mind. Eddie George comes to mind. I'm not a big Michigan guy or a big Ohio State.
You've listened to the podcast, but now it's time to visit us in our virtual sports bar. Get all of our info at guysbeersports.com, where you can find all the ways to connect with us. Watch for live conversations with Brad and Sean that happen throughout the week, and join in with your favorite local beer. You can share your thoughts in the conversation comments with your own uploaded videos, or even join us as a guest live commentator. The GBS Virtual Sports Bar is open for business. Come on in, boys and girls.